Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So today we got a really interesting video because lately I've been getting into these YouTuber home tours where you get to see just how much money they make. And today we got this video. It's posted by Jikh titled "My New Las Vegas Home Tour" in all caps, which of course helps out the almighty YouTube algorithm. So of course I'm going to review this video as a fellow Las Vegas resident and give you my thoughts on his latest home purchase right after, of course, you subscribe. I got all day. So thank you guys so much, and now with that said, let's begin.
Hi, my name is Jikh. Hope you're doing well. Come for the finance and stay because today I'm gonna give you a tour of my first ever real estate investment property that I bought here in Vegas. I'm excited. With that said, let's get right into it. This community is located...
See, now I realized I should have introed the channel like that. Like, welcome back to the channel. Come for the finance and stay for the home tour. I can't do it as good as he can now.
At the base of the foothills mountain with a world-class private golf course called Dragon Ridge, where memberships start at $80,000. And since I can't afford that, we'll just skip right past that part. It's also a very famous wedding destination because the community also features 5 championship tennis courts, a 15,000 square foot fitness center, a restaurant, a gym, and a feng shui energy vortex, which is supposed to create a powerful magnetic flow that affects wealth and is supposed to have healing power.
Yeah, listen, if that affects wealth, I mean, maybe it's working because these people that live in this community are rich, like beyond rich. There's rich, and then there's this community rich. I gotta say, this place that he bought into is fantastic. As far as I'm aware, he bought the least expensive place in the entire community, which I would admit, I mean, you want to be the least expensive house on the entire street. Like, you want everyone else to have a more expensive home than you. You never want to have the most expensive home on the block. But the only thing that I want to say is that I don't get who's golfing in Las Vegas heat. I never understood that. It's like 12 p.m., it's 110 degrees outside. It's so hot. And meanwhile, there are people playing golf for like 5 hours outside. Why? Never understood that. But then again, I've never been like that big into golf, so we'll continue.
Now the HOA for this place is $330 a month, which is pretty reasonable when you think about how much stuff you're getting for that money. And it reminds me of Jurassic Park every time I go in there because it's so lusciously green, which is why people love coming there because it's been in development since the 1980s.
It does look like Jurassic Park. You walk in there and there's like trees everywhere and flames and just like waterfalls. It's like you're not in Las Vegas. It's so strange. But it's one of the few communities that's that developed where you don't feel like you're in Vegas.
So this is the house itself. It's a single story, and this is the side of the house.
Oh, I love how he just glossed over his purple car. I want to see more of that. He just got it wrapped, by the way, with purple flare wraps here in Las Vegas. They actually recently wrapped a car for me, and they've been fantastic. So, not sponsored or anything, but if you want a really good car wrap in Las Vegas, it's purple flare wraps. There you go.
And welcome, come on inside.
See, we have the same Rode mic, but the difference is that I'm not gonna just clip mine on like this. It looks so bad. I don't get why people do that. Just a little mic like this, they're like $20, just clip it on. It looks so much better than having this like brick just hanging off your shirt.
I love the fact that it's a single story. I didn't know how much I would fall in love with single stories until I bought this house. And I know for the rental market, it appeals to a much broader array of people.
Is this fake brick? This looks to me like a veneer. If anything, I almost just take that off. Looks like just a sticker that they placed on that and on the backsplash. I would say you don't need that.
And I believe the material right here is Calcutta quartz, which has this beautiful gray vein work, which I think looks awesome. And then here it's accented by this really cool textured brick wall.
Is that, oh my gosh, it is actual brick. You know what? It's so weird. From like 5 feet away, it looked like one of those like wallpaper type things. So I take that back. I'm all for it. If it's actual brick, it looks good.
This is kind of crazy because this is what's called a built-in fridge, which I didn't really know about until recently. And you can tell it's a built-in fridge because it is flush.
Because it is built in. Eh?
And it's very expensive to do this, but luckily it also came with the house.
It's actually really not that expensive because the refrigerator is going to come out the same length regardless. So it's nothing to do with the refrigerator. It's just the cabinetry around it. So like I could have a built-in refrigerator over here. You just build the cabinetry around the refrigerator. So it just depends. They're really not as expensive as you would think. So, I mean, obviously it's going to be more expensive than just plugging in a refrigerator, but it does make it look so much more expensive.
Here it also has a wine fridge slash wine cooler. And here in this room, we have the washer dryer. So we have the laundry room, and then the garage is back there. I think this is one of the coolest features too. This is, I think, a feature of an older style house that was built in 2000.
Oh, I used to have one of those in Somerset. I got that built in, the Lazy Susan, so that you could make a lot of use of these corner spaces. They work flawlessly.
Which is this sort of Lazy Susan circular style cabinet.
Imagine being named after that, though. Imagine being the Susan and be like,
Oh, Susan's so lazy. Let's name a product after her.
The open style living room, and I love this open space. It's got these cool recessed ceilings which you can upgrade and put contrasting textures and make it look really, really special. And one of my favorite parts is the ceilings are like 12 feet tall, which is really cool in a single-story home. Now here we find ourselves in the dining room, which I guess you could put sort of a semicircular sofa with a coffee table and just hang out with all your friends and have fun.
I was about to say you should have furnished the house, but then again, if he's renting it long term, you don't need furniture. I'm curious what this would like though if it were professionally done. I bet it would look so nice.
This is either the game room, you can convert it into an office space, and the people who sold me this house actually had it as a theater room. So they had a sofa right here, and they had a projector screen right there.
It's a weird theater room, just like off of the living room. That to me is more like a kid's playroom or an office. Definitely not a theater. That seems weird.
This whole house also has these beautiful plantation style shutters, which is a little bit more old school, but it adds to the character of this house. Now, as we walk through the house, here we have the closet.
Yeah, the one part that looks dated, that really just stands out like a sore thumb, are the gold hardware. You could see that in the doors, the knobs. Just changing that, and maybe we're talking a few $100s, is gonna modernize the entire place by a lot.
As we walk through here, we have a giant bathroom, which I think is kind of interesting. You have this double vanity, giant mirror.
Oh, that's the blue stuff. What is that blue stuff on the wall? Usually what that is painter's tape when they have some stuff to finish up. And you could definitely see the countertops here. This just screams 90s to me. It's not a problem, but it goes to show you a little bit of money spent in this place. Like I'm talking, well, a little bit, like 10 to 20 grand throughout this place would really modernize it a lot.
Here we have this office space area, which is, again, I think older style. So if I was living here, I'd probably upgrade it, maybe get rid of this altogether. Or you could put up walls and maybe put up shelving space or even a closet or something else. But as of right now, it sort of doubles as an office. You could put your computer here, your chair, and that's this space.
Yeah, see, that's the 90s for you. You need a spot for your desktop computer. That would be the computer all the kids would go on with, just download viruses from LimeWire. And then break the computer.
Let's start with his side because this is a little bit of a smaller closet. That's how you can tell it's his closet. And here is also one of my favorite parts, and you can tell they really spent a lot of money upgrading this bathroom because through here we have this sort of white marble quartz, not really Calcutta, but really cool tile. And we have 2 shower heads, which is nice.
It's huge. It's a lot of square footage for what this house is. It looks nice.
Here we have the shared bathroom, and we also have a little doggy door, which is really cool.
Doggy door in the bathroom by the toilet. Again, weird spot, but you know what? Who am I to judge?
So here's the backyard. I love how big and green and open it is with this awesome side yard for the dog to play, a little hangout spot with a built-in barbecue, a built-in fridge, and of course the star of the show, which is the pool itself with this water feature, all powered by solar power, which came with the house.
I love that. So the solar power for me is what sells it for the pool because the solar heats the pool and you could basically heat the pool up to a bathtub and it's free. It's free by the sun, obviously. So I love that. But let's hear about the numbers because here's where it is going to get interesting.
I'm paying $4,620 a month. Roughly $600 of that goes towards property taxes, and I'll actually pay closer to $886 a month in property taxes and another $330 a month in HOA fees, bringing the total out-of-pocket monthly cost to $5,232.
All right, so $5,232 total. Plus, what about insurance? All right, so $5,232. Hold on, I'm going to do some math as well. $5,232 plus we're probably going to add on, it's got to be another, what, $150 a month for insurance? Give or take. Now, you know what, let's just say $200 a month. So now we're just going to round it up $5,500 a month. Let's just round it.
most. But here's the most interesting part. I learned that in real estate, you make a lot of your money back when you buy a house, not necessarily when you sell a house, which is counterintuitive. So here are some of my savings. The first thing is property taxes. Because I'm in the highest tax bracket of 37%, means that it translates to a monthly savings of $327. That's property taxes.
Is that true? Yeah, let's see, 800.37, yeah, okay. All right, okay, that's fine.
Its market rental rate sits anywhere between $7,000 and $7,500 a month. Now, if we take all those tax deductions I just talked about, which total up to be $1,866, I can subtract that amount from my monthly rental income to offset my taxes. But that's not all, because I can also count the principal paydown, because that's like putting money away into a savings account. That's me paying for the asset, which adds to the equity that I've built in my own asset. So again, it's like a forced savings account that I can't withdraw, but it still increases my net worth at the end of the day. Not only will it get to make money when I rent it out, but it will also mean that I save a lot more in taxes because I can use all those deductions to offset the income. And because my interest rate on the loan was really low, I've already made money on the loan thanks to the difference between that 2.5% rate and the rate of inflation of 8+%.
All right, so this is kind of confusing here. So let's look at the ROI of his property. So let's say $5,500 a month is his total thing. Let's just say he rents it out for $7,000. Now, if he uses a property manager of $7,000, he is going to be paying about 8%, let's just say. So his net, we're rounding numbers here. He's gonna net $6,500 a month, okay? And so if his out-of-pocket expense is $5,500, that means he's making $1,000 a month in free cash flow right off the top, okay? In addition to that, he's also getting $1,900 a month from basically that mortgage equity that he's paying down. We have $1,000 a month in cash flow net if he rents it at $7,000 a month with a property manager. He's also paying down the mortgage by $2,000 a month, which means that his profit on this is $3,000 a month. Now, he put down, I think it was 20%, which on 1,330, 20% is $266,000, which means that Andre is making a 13% return on his money. Now that of course includes the mortgage equity, which if you take that off, it means that he's getting a 4.5% return on his money, which would actually be slightly higher than that since he's able to use some of these write-offs against the rental income, so he's not going to be taxed on the full amount. Now of course there are going to be expenses in this, which aren't really accounted for in here. It's kind of hard to tell because it looks like he's got a pretty clean home, but just assuming, $1,000 a month is going to be expenses, which probably is not going to be that much. It's going to take it down more to really just his equity pay down, because I guarantee there's going to be some sort of repairs, there's going to be some downtime, there's going to be cleanup between tenants. There always is. So with this, assuming even $2,000 a month, he's making somewhere between 4 and 8 to 9% on his money. Plus, he's hedging against inflation with the 2.5% loans. You know what? As far as properties are concerned, yes, you would be able to find something that makes more money, but this is a fantastic location. And I think in terms of at least diversifying a little bit, makes sense.
I would say the biggest takeaway from this entire video is that it's really important to understand the difference between good investing and between making videos for YouTube. Because yes, even though I believe in the digitization of assets in the future and things like Bitcoin and Ethereum and the metaverse and NFTs, all of that represents roughly 10% of my net worth. But most of my money is invested into things like stocks, real estate, and held in cash.
I liked it. Great video. Congratulations on the property. And definitely, I think, keep us updated when it gets rented out, what your experience is like. My only advice, get a property manager. Hire the best property manager that you can and just leave it alone. Let them do their job. Don't get too involved in it. Don't stress yourself out over it. And that's my advice as a real estate investor as well. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.